let's jump right into an idea that might just change how you look at, well, everything you do. We're talking about selling, but not in the way you think, not as a job, but as something that's just a fundamental part of being human.
Seriously, just let that sink in for a minute. This question really gets to the core of what we're digging into. Whether you're in a boardroom or just in your living room, you are constantly persuading, influencing, trying to move people. So the real question is, are you doing it with purpose?
All right, let's really break this down. The second you have to defend an idea to your team or, negotiate with your kids about bedtime, or even just try to get someone to trust you, you're selling. It's a basic human interaction, plain and simple.
So what this means is we've got to completely rethink what selling even is. You have to forget those old stereotypes, the pushy salesperson. At its absolute best, selling is all about connecting, really understanding what someone needs, and then showing them a new way forward. It's all built on a foundation of trust.
Okay, so to see how this whole philosophy plays out on a massive scale, we're going to take a look at a real-world case study of a global powerhouse that has this down to a science, Newell Brands.
Now, Newell is a giant. They've got a portfolio with over 100 brands that you probably have in your house right now. But their success is no accident, right? It's built on these core principles. Consumer first means they are absolutely obsessed with what their customers need. Always innovate is what keeps them from becoming irrelevant. And their commitment to sustainability, that's not just some marketing buzzword, it's how they build real trust with people today. And you can see how this focus just pays off, big time. A whopping 87% of Newell's sales come from brands that are number 1 or number 2 in their categories. I mean, you don't get that kind of dominance by accident. That comes from deeply understanding and serving your customers, day in and day out. And this just brilliantly shows their strength in specific markets. Let's bring it closer to home. Their Mukambo brand holds an incredible 40% market share in surgical gloves. This is a perfect example of how a big global strategy can create a massive local impact.
But building a great company isn't just about grabbing market share. It's also about being resilient. So let's look at 2 really powerful stories of transformation that show what's possible when you bring together a clear purpose with a really smart sales strategy.
First up, just picture a company that was basically a startup with zero international presence. They began with a really powerful mission, promoting better water use. And they didn't just talk about it, they backed it up with over 100 scientific studies. And the result? Well, in just 3 years, they blew up, expanding to 45 countries and quintupling their sales. That's what happens when you sell a powerful idea, not just a product.
Now, what's so cool about this slide is the story it tells. On one side, you've got a company in serious trouble, losing money, a tiny 16% gross margin, and a team that was just totally demotivated. But then, in less than a year, look at that switch. They doubled their margin, got back into the black, and completely re-energized the entire team. And they did it all with effective leadership and a renewed focus on the customer.
So these stories really prove that the old ways of doing business just aren't going to cut it anymore. So what does it take to succeed today? Let's break down the playbook for the modern seller.
The future really belongs to what we call the value-driven seller. And here's the best way to think about it. They're not some clerk just waiting to take your order. No, they're a consultant. They're someone who can diagnose a problem you might not even know you have, and then they partner with you to actually solve it.
So, what does this person actually look like in practice? Well, they're omnichannel, right? They'll meet you on WhatsApp or Instagram just as easily as they will in person. They use technology like video calls, not just because it's convenient, but because it helps them listen more actively and build real strategic relationships. And their focus isn't on the one-time deal, it's on creating recurring value. Because as you see here, tech is just the tool. It's the human empathy and strategic mind that make it so powerful.
And really, it all boils down to this one simple idea. Success today is all about finding the perfect balance. You can have all the technical know-how in the world, but it's pretty much useless if you don't have the emotional intelligence to truly connect with another human being.
Okay, let's start with the hard skills. This is the foundation. It means you have to be a master of your product, of course, but it also means you gotta know your way around a CRM, or customer relationship management tool. It's about using data to find new leads and really understanding the financial side, things like gross margin or ROI, so that you can negotiate from a place of strength. You can't do one without the other.
But listen, the hard skills will only get you in the room. This is what separates the good from the truly great. We're talking about soft skills, the act of listening that helps you uncover what a client's real problem is, the creativity to then solve it, the instinct to educate someone, not just push a product on them. And notice that last one? Unwavering ethics.
That's not just a nice to have, it's the glue that holds all this together and builds the kind of trust that can last an entire career.
So we've covered a ton of ground here, right? From this big idea that selling is human, all the way to the specific skills you need to win today. Now, to make all of this really stick, let's bring it right back to you.
I want to leave you with this one question. Just think about it for a second. What was the last idea you had to sell? Was it a project at work, a plan for the weekend with your friends, maybe some advice you gave a family member? Recognizing these moments, that's the very first step to mastering the most valuable, hidden skill you use every single day of your life.